All right. Good evening, everybody. Joshua again. You found Knox Studios on day 11 of our 1 to 12 day guided meditation tour. And I'm going to introduce our frequency right now. So here we are. This is a manifest miracles, attract positive happiness, healing, good vibes, releasing negativity tone. I don't know if it's a solfeggio tone or not. All I know is that I'm finding it very soothing and it seems very appropriate. As in day 11, we have a series of readings in recognition that this journey of sorts that we've been going on for the last 10 days and leading up to today and into tomorrow, that the spiritual progress, the alignment of where I'm at, hopefully will have allowed me opportunities, as it has in my personal life, I'm not going to get into, but to kind of move me into a more right-sized, appropriate, and intentional space relative to the people that have come into my life throughout this last year. I have a birthday that will commence in 3:51, I believe, on December 6th. So that's this Wednesday, 2 days from now. And 11 is really more about the relationship between me and the universe. And just, if anything, in this space, allowing myself to draw the conclusions, but not from forever perspective, just from a moment, in this moment right now. This is what needs to happen, and I just need to get out of the way. So in this frequency, we'll be asking how to get out of the way and how these instruments that we've been obliterating on our process to higher levels of consciousness, joy and happiness, enlightenment essentially. It's very rare that we will actually achieve enlightenment, but we can have a much better, broader, more pleasant experience of life with the right purpose. And it's to say that I'm either on two sides of this coin in the life that I lead today. I'm either purposefully seeking pleasure, or I find pleasure in sharing the purpose. And today, with this practice throughout this course, this series of 12 days of guided meditations, that I've needed to lean into the pleasure of finding my purpose and finding a reason to make Knox stand for something or to be something that it was originally intended to be, which is never again hate anything. Because for me, I've lived in a place of fear and anger and resentments, and I've needed to calm and become peaceful and allow things to live and let live, and all the other things throughout this journey that in this space and meditation permits me to observe without the distractions of my mind the way that my body feels as a response to the lack of awareness and stimulation and distractions of this world and the universe as a whole. So we'll start with A Course in Miracles. I think I mentioned this at some point during the series. After lesson 360 of 365, there's a section called Final Lessons. I jump over and we'll share the frequency and introduce you to the main page here. And I'll just read it. Final Lessons Introduction. Our final lessons will be left as free of words as possible. We use them but at the beginning of our practicing, and only to remind us that we seek to go beyond them. Let us turn to Him who leads the way and makes our footsteps sure. To Him we leave these lessons. As to Him we give our lives henceforth. For we would not return again to the belief in sin that made the world seem ugly and unsafe, attacking and destroying, dangerous in all its ways, and treacherous beyond the hope of trust and the escape from pain. His is the only way to find the peace that God has given us. It is His way that everyone must travel in the end, because it is this ending God Himself appointed. In the dream of time, it seems to be far off, and yet, in truth, it is already here, already serving us as gracious guidance in the way to go. Let us together follow in the way that truth points out to us, and let us be the leaders of our many brothers who are seeking for the way but find it not. And to this purpose, let us dedicate our minds, directing all our thoughts to serve the function of salvation. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. I'll repeat that. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. It is the goal that God has given us. It is His ending to the dream we seek, and not our own. For all that we forgive, we will not fail to recognize as part of God Himself, and thus His memory is given back, completely and complete. It is our function to remember Him on earth, as it is given us to be His own completion in reality. So let us not forget our goal is shared, for it is that remembrance which contains the memory of God, and points the way to Him and to the heaven of His peace. And shall we not forgive our brother who can offer this to us? He is the way, the truth, and life that shows the way to us. In Him resides salvation, offered us through our forgiveness, given unto Him. We will not end this year without the gift our Father promised to His Holy Son. We are forgiven now, and we are saved from all the wrath we thought belonged to God, and found it was a dream. We are restored to sanity, in which we understand that anger is insane, attack is mad, and vengeance merely foolish fantasy. We have been saved from wrath because we learned we were mistaken. Nothing more than that. And is a father angry at his son because he failed to understand the truth? We come in honesty to God and say we did not understand, and ask Him to help us to learn His lessons through the voice of His own teacher. Would He hurt His son? Or would He rush to answer him and say, "This is my son, and all I have is his"? Be certain He will answer thus, for these are His own words to you. And more than that can no one ever have, for in these words is all there is, and all that there will be throughout all time and in eternity. Thank you for allowing me the time to read this. Boost this frequency a bit as we move closer to a guided meditation. Understanding that this God concept in this world, in this universe, or however you calibrate to your understanding of your spirituality. When we lean into that, turn off our minds for a time to allow that taproot of our spiritual condition to become aware. Let's really just be aware that miracles can and will happen, and that to embrace this attraction of happiness and joy is much more blissful experientially than anything we've ever had, and the gossip and the carrying over and the resistance and avoidance of all the trials that have come our way. So in this time, I just invite you to take a moment to close your eyes. I'll be reading from the prayers out of the 4 agreements for this guided meditation portion. These are pre-written words. Don Miguel Ruiz. Just take a deep breath with your eyes closed, opening your heart, and attempt to feel all the love that comes from your heart. I want you to join with my words in your mind and in your heart to feel a very strong connection of love. Together we're going to do a very special prayer to experience a communion with our Creator. Focus your attention on your lungs as if only your lungs exist. Feel the pleasure when your lungs expand to fulfill the biggest need of the human body, to breathe. Take these deep breaths and feel the air as it fills your lungs. Feel how the air is nothing but love. Notice this connection between the air and the lungs as a connection of love. And then expand your lungs with air until your body has the need to expel that air. And then exhale and feel that pleasure again. Because when we fulfill any need of the human body, it gives us pleasure. To breathe gives us much pleasure. Just to breathe is enough for us to always be happy, to enjoy life. And just to be alive is enough. I feel the pleasure to be alive, the pleasure of feeling of love. Here we welcome the prayer for freedom. Today, Creator of this universe, we ask that you come to us and share with us a strong communion of love. We know that your real name is love, and that to have a communion with you means to share the same vibration, the same frequency that you are, because you are the only thing that exists in the universe. Today, help us to be like you are, to love life, to be life, and to be love. So help us to love the way that you love, with no conditions, no expectations, no obligations, without any judgment. Help us to love and accept ourselves without any judgment, because when we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty and we need to be punished. Help us to love everything you create unconditionally, especially other human beings, especially those who live around us, including all our relatives and people with whom we've tried so hard to love. Because when we reject them, we reject ourselves. And when we reject ourselves, we reject you. Help us to love others just the way they are, with no conditions. And help us to accept them the way they are, without judgment. Because if we judge them, we find them guilty, we blame them, and we have the need to punish them. Today, clean our hearts of any emotional poison that we have. Free our minds from any judgment, so that we can live in complete peace and complete love. Today is a very special day, As today we open our hearts to love again so that we can tell each other, I love you, without any fear, and really mean it. Today we offer ourselves to you, so come to us. Use our voices, use our eyes, use our hands, and most especially use our hearts to share ourselves in a communion of love with everyone. Today, Creator, help us to be just like you are. We thank you for everything that we receive this day, especially for the freedom to be who we really are. Amen. On that note, I invite you to take some time in your own personal space to express your own prayer, your own positive intention. Just allow this frequency and your relationship with this time to be your own. Thank you for the opportunity to lead you in this guided meditation today. And the time is yours now. pray today that this time and this series offers you a pathway, offers some sense of belonging in this universe. I aim to build within myself the capacity to share what has not come so easily to me over the course of many years. This practice, not just from myself, but all those who have really leaned in to help me get to here, to have the ability in the first place to share and use my voice and use my gifts. I have to recognize today that this is not my doing, but it is as a result of the many that have been willing to share their gifts with me on this journey of life. I will not rob myself of happiness or joy or the pleasure of having this purpose in my life. Thank you for allowing me to get you through the day. Tomorrow we will conclude our 12 days with the long prayer for love, and really draw into this conclusion with great intention and time. Just know that in this space we aim always, whether it be by this content or many other forms of content on this channel, that we approach where there is hate. Help us to sow love. It appears I don't have it here, but thank you for allowing me the time to spend with you today. I hope you go from here out into the world with a newfound purpose, an awareness of yourself, and an ability to help the next. Love you. Have a great day.